Watching Thiruchitrambalam brought back for me the joy of the movie theatre. I can't tell you how exciting it was. It was Sunday evening. The hall was nearly full, packed with families, including these little kids and grannies. Some of the women were dressed up in shiny saris and gajras in their hair. And there were CTs when the stars Dhanush and Nithya Menen first appeared on the screen. There was laughter and applause and all this chatter. It really just felt like the pandemic had never happened. And the best part was that the film wasn't, as is so often the case these days, a letdown. Thiruchitrambalam is a many-splendored thing. It's about three men, grandfather, father and son, who live together in a home without women and without love. Both grandfather and son are named Thiruchitrambalam. The family has been cleaved apart by a horrific accident, and the father and the son haven't spoken to each other in 10 years. These men, scarred and hurting, reminded me of the brothers in the superb Malayalam film Kumbalangi Nights. Also a family of only men who are unable to communicate or to help each other heal. But this film is also about love. And how is it different from flirtation and infatuation? And what about friendship? Is great friendship the foundation of grand passion? Writer-director Mitran R. Jawahar weaves these myriad threads into an immensely watchable, amiable film. Thiruchitrambalam made me tear up, cheer and laugh out loud. Mitran bakes in this sort of healthy irreverence into all the relationships we see. Thiru and Shobhana are neighbours, their childhood buddies who meet every morning before leaving for work from their middle-class apartment complex. Shobhana is feisty, she's smarter. She encourages Thiru to acknowledge his feelings for this other classmate who's now flirting with him. But she's also Thiru's emotional anchor. Their scenes together are infused with humour and a sort of lived-in camaraderie. And both Dhanush and Nithya are just terrific. Both these actors have this unique superpower. They can, at the same time, be relatable and ordinary, but also breathtakingly charming. Thiru and Shobhana are what an Imtiaz Ali character would call mango people or Aam Aadmi. We see ourselves in them. These characters share the sort of enduring bond we all aspire to have. What's fabulous is that this irreverence also extends to Thiru's relationship with his grandfather. The senior Thiru, played by a superb Bharati Raja, is the glue holding their shattered home together. Thiru drowns beer with his Tata, Tamil for grandfather. Tata plays peacemaker between Thiru and his father. Tata is sardonic, mischievous and wise. In this wonderfully written scene, he explains to his son that there comes a time in everyone's life when being a burden is happiness and bearing a burden is happiness. It all depends on your children. Prakash Raj, who plays one Thiru's father and the other Thiru's son, also delivers a moving performance as a man whose one mistake destroys their family. Mitran tackles heavy themes but with a light hand and with great compassion. Thiruchitrambalam has an inherently sunny disposition. There are no villains here, just these flawed, fumbling human beings chasing slivers of happiness. In fact, the subplot, which does include kidnapped children and a bad guy, is the least successful part of the film. It's so underwritten that it feels like Mitran scribbled it right before shooting it. But you know what? It's easy to look past these soft spots because this film is so rich in laughs and emotion. Keep an eye out for how Mitran stages two key scenes in the evolution of the relationship between father and son. In one, the father expresses his anguish but with his back to the camera. And in the other, he sits on his bed begging for forgiveness. He's talking, but the camera slowly moves in towards Thiru, who's standing and listening. His impassive face, now wet with tears, speaks volumes. There is also Anirudh's peppy soundtrack, especially the song Megam Karukada. This gorgeous jazz-inflected number, choreographed by Jani Master, is just superbly stylish. Thiruchitrambalam is a reminder that films don't always need to have these larger-than-life heroes, grandiose budgets, scale, special effects to work. Sometimes generosity and humanity is enough. Do you like to write about the movies? Do you have opinions you really want to share? Well, send them in to us for our Readers Write columns. Check it out on our website filmcompanion.in.